Dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, you weird horror movie loving bastards, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a very weird cult classic flick lined up for us. It is Mel Wells' 1971, very strange, seductive, and interesting horror film. It is Lady Frankenstein, and this one is just very unusual, like I said, and totally bizarre, so let's jump right in. Here is Lady Frankenstein. Lady Frankenstein is an interesting and sinister Italian retelling of the classic Frankenstein tale, but with a sadistic Euro sleaze twist. Gothically ghoulish and garish with its sadism and sin, this bizarre production amps up the sex factor with Italian starlet Rosalba Neri, and teeters on obscurity with its freakish monster effects and oddball sequences. Off the rails and dripping with strangeness, Lady Frankenstein is a memorable movie experience, and it's one that truly forges its own path away from the traditional legendary monster tale. The film follows mad scientist Baron Frankenstein as he attempts to play God and create life itself. On the eve of his success, Frankenstein's monster creation sparks to life, but then quickly murders his creator and begins to run amok throughout the countryside, murdering and maiming anyone that crosses his path. Devoted to carry on in her father's footsteps, Tanya Frankenstein continues the Baron's mad research, determined to create a new monster to thwart the rampaging efforts of her father's failure. Will Tanya succeed in completing her father's life's work, or will she succumb to her lust-filled perversions and as a result, spell her own doom? Classically performed with a dash of sleaze and a splash of cruelty, the cast of Lady Frankenstein is an accomplished one and a who's who of genre cinema. From scientists with complicated god complexes to freakish monstrous creations, the performers are fantastic in their warped mayhem and ambitiously twisted proclivities, making for a cornucopia of weird that truly entertains, and with spectacle. The obsessed maniacs and maniacal monstrosities of this wicked flick are Joseph Cotton as Baron Frankenstein, the mad scientist whose obsession to create life ultimately takes it away. Rosalba Neri as Tanya Frankenstein, the super sexy and sinfully sadistic daughter of the Baron, and all-around twisted chick. Paul Mueller as Dr. Charles Marshall, the Baron's dutiful assistant and love-struck simp of Tanya's. Riccardo Pizzuti as the Creature, the deformed and demented creation of Baron Frankenstein, and all-around human wrecking ball. Herbert Fuchs as Tom Lynch, a slimy and heartless grave robber whose only charm is sleaze. And finally Mickey Hargitay as Captain Harris, a smarmy lawman tasked with putting a stop to the ongoing killings and to expose the diabolical minds behind them. Across the spectrum of cinematic weirdness, the cast does a remarkable job in bringing some validity to this very unusual flick, and they all do it in superb fashion and eccentric grit. Perverted and twisted from its original origins, Lady Frankenstein is an intriguing combination of gothic norms and exploitative frills, making for a wild mixture of monster movie that pushes the boundaries a bit while still maintaining that typical universal monster aesthetic. Managing to balance its sleazy moments with its frights, the production eases us into the absurdity of its later half, which delves into sexual depravities and obscurities aplenty, all amidst an atmosphere and tone that would feel right at home among the Hammer horror canon of films. The design and overall look of the creature is both frightening and silly, resulting in a movie monster that is as bizarre as one could imagine, yet still effective in its antagonist role. Sometimes random and always unpredictable, Lady Frankenstein is a freakish cinematic oddity to say the least, and the strange and obscure moments that occur throughout the film are remarkable in their macabre delight and unbridled depravity. If you enjoy classic British-style horror but with a sleazy Italian twist, then Lady Frankenstein should be right up your alley in cinematic delights. It may not be the best example of this particular subgenre of film, but it does go for the jugular with its odd approach to the material, and what more can you ask for in an early 70s Italian horror production? In the end, Lady Frankenstein is an audacious and frightfully weird horror oddity that relishes in its sleaze and revels in its seedy nature. Simply put, it's sick and twisted. And there you have it, you creepy pervs. That is the very unusual and interesting take on the old Frankenstein tale. That is Lady Frankenstein. What the hell? That is a strange one, but very entertaining and very, very fun. But guys, that is it for me. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below, because I love hearing from you guys. But until then, I will see you all at the next movie review. Take care.